Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Trevor Beckman. Welcome to Sideline Sports. Hit the like, hit the subscribe, and today we're going to be talking about the A's. I know I said I wasn't going to talk much about them, but because I am a big A's fan and our fan base is going through a lot of stuff, I felt the need to come in and talk a little bit about a historic day today because today is going to be the last game of the A's versus the Giants Bay Area series that we will ever see again, most likely in our lifetimes, unless they make a comeback like the Raiders sometime down the road and come back to Oakland. It's one of those things very frustrating, very emotional as a fan. There's been so many times where um, I've just been so angry and upset with the ownership that it's been hard to watch the team. I haven't watched them much this year because I hate to give that power to the ownership. I don't buy much gear. I've had this hat for a while, but I haven't bought any A's gear in a long time just because I can't. It's so hard for a fan to support a team knowing you want to support those players and those guys that are going out there and playing every day because you love that team that you grew up watching, but the ownership just doesn't care. They don't want to put a winning team on the field, and when they do, they let those guys go. The A's, as far as um, their farm teams go, their AAA teams and their major league team have put together an amazing group of guys year over year in the history of this team. Maybe not lately, of course, but I look back and think about how many World Series this team should have won had they kept those players signed and built on the team. They would have been an amazing team to watch play over the years. They were anyway. But the closer we get to the end of the season, where the A's are moving to Sacramento for a little while, the more emotional it gets because this is the team I grew up watching. I grew up watching them play the Giants in the series year after year. It was something I looked forward to all the time. And it was just, it's just an amazing time in baseball when you can get together with your friends who are Giants fans or A's fans and watch the game and enjoy the rivalry. And unfortunately, after today, that's going to come to an end. So if you guys want to catch the last game, it starts today at 1:07 p.m. Pacific time. It's going to be Blake Snell versus Sears. I'm sorry, I forgot his first name. Snell's looking at a 3.91 ERA versus Sears with a 4.32. When we say Sears, we say who? We don't know because that's what we are as A's fans. We have no idea who our players are because they get switched out every single year. I barely know who Sears is, and he's got a 4.32 ERA, so why should I? So Snell, on the other hand, ever since the break, has been dealing. He's been kicking butt. He's been pitching like the Snell of old. Maybe even a little bit before the break, he started turning it around because in the beginning of the year, he was struggling quite a bit. But it sounds like he's gotten that taken care of. He's got stuff in order. He's comfortable. He's out there on the mound. He's dealing. So it'll be fun to watch him pitch against the A's. Yesterday, the A's actually took the game 2-0, which gives us even more insight to where the Giants are going this year, which we already know is nowhere fast. And depending on what they do in the offseason, this could be the kind of thing that could be a trend for the Giants, or, in my opinion, if they take advantage of the way that the pitching rotation is headed and pick up some big bats, they could be a great team looking into next year and definitely the following year. But this is the A's versus Giants series. It used to be a big deal, and now nobody really cares. There are two teams that are going absolutely nowhere. One with ownership that doesn't want to sign the players and are in last place. They're not the worst team in the league somehow. I don't know how, but they're not. I think they have the third worst record in the league. There's a couple of teams a little bit worse than them, which is kind of astonishing. But basically, neither one of these teams are going anywhere, so nobody really is caring about this other than us here in the Bay Area. But it's the last time we're going to see these two play each other in this capacity, and it's a little bit heartbreaking to see that happen. for A's fans and for Giants fans, I have to imagine it's a fun series. So today it's Snell versus Sears on the mound. The two players to look out for to watch to have big games are probably going to be Matt Chapman. He's got 19 home runs on the year, 245. He's got 245 average and 61 RBIs. Not lighting the world on fire by any means. It's better than. It might be his average is maybe right on target with like the average baseball player's batting average in the league. 245 is not anything spectacular. It's okay. 19 home runs is just kind of okay, not fantastic. From Matt Chapman, I would hope to see his production go up maybe next year. I know he's a better player than that, but he's going to be probably one of the players you look out to see for having a bigger game today maybe. Ben Roker again, somebody most people, who the heck is that? But he does have 29 RBIs, 29 home runs on the year. He's batting 290, which is respectable, very respectable batting average, and he's got 83 RBIs. So he's a good player to look out for in the future to see how he continues to grow within the Oakland system. But chances are he might not be playing with the A's if he gets good enough and wants more money. Or if he continues on this path. But he's not a superstar by any means. And so anyway, two players to kind of watch out for because they could be fun to watch today. Otherwise, I just wanted to say, I love the A's. I love the Giants. I love this series, and I'm going to miss watching it in this capacity. Of course, they're going to play each other routinely in the future, but it was fun to watch it this way as a Bay Area series. And it's gonna be kind of sad to see him go, but they'll be in Sacramento for a few years, and who knows how long, because of course the A's ownership with building the stadium in Las Vegas, it seems to just like new things come out every couple months about demands and everything, and who knows where that's gonna go. Part of me still doesn't even believe the A's are going to end up in Vegas, because I just have this feeling like if the A's ownership continues to play games, Vegas is just going to say, we approved it, but we're out. We don't want to deal with this headache anymore. This guy's a mess. I think everybody in the world knows it. I think Las Vegas would much rather prefer an expansion team, but because that's not guaranteed and the A's have already promised to move, they're taking advantage of that. But sometimes enough is enough if they don't just get it done. So we'll see what happens with the A's. Of course it's approved, and likely they will end up in Las Vegas and be there. But, the way this ownership continues to act, nothing would surprise me. I wouldn't be surprised if in a couple of years they try to work something out with Sacramento to get Sacramento to pay for a stadium, and they end up in Sacramento, because it's all about the money for these owners, and I get it. But this ownership wants people to pay for the stadium. They don't want to come out of pocket at all. They are coming out of pocket because they have to, but of course they don't want to come out of pocket at all. And in the state of California, it really doesn't work like that anymore. The people don't want to pay a billionaire to build their baseball stadium or football stadium or basketball arena for them. So the A's owners, they have to come out of pocket a little bit, and that's why they're going to Vegas, because they convinced the people of Vegas to pay for the majority of that stadium. Most people don't want it there, I don't think. I think there are people that do, but they're relying on tourism to come there and buy tickets to watch the A's when they come in as tourists to Vegas. But I don't see anybody who are tourists that show up to Vegas and say, you know what, I'm going to go watch a baseball game in 110-degree weather on a Saturday and Sunday. No, they're gambling, they're going to restaurants, they're sitting by the pool cooling off before they go out and watch their shows at night. This is what Las Vegas is about. Everybody knows that. The reason why the Raiders work and the Golden Knights work is because they're indoors, they're air conditioned, and the people who live there want to go watch that. The people who live there are smart enough to know, I don't want to sit in a baseball stadium that's outdoors. Yes, it has a roof, but if it's open, it's hot. It's going to be hot. So it doesn't make any sense. I don't think that they're going to succeed there. I think Fisher's end game is to sell the team. I honestly believe it. And I think he'd sell it a lot sooner if the Major League Baseball wasn't basically forcing him to hold on to the team till I think 2031 or 2032 without being taxed a massive amount of money to sell the team. So that's the only incentive for him to keep the team. I think his major league plan at first was to build the stadium in Las Vegas, get a new stadium, and then unload the team for more money. But the Warriors were playing in their, we're playing in Oracle Arena, not a great arena, but it was great for fans. It was loud. It was awesome. But the bottom line is that you had somebody come in, buy the Warriors. I don't know how much he paid exactly, but it was in the hundreds of millions, not billions. And the Warriors are valued at they're one of the most valuable sports teams across all of sports. Why? Because he put money into the team. He got players. He had Steph Curry when he bought the team, but he kept Steph Curry. He built around him. He got the big three. They won championships, and now he went into San Francisco, built his own stadium, and then guess what? The Chase Center, I think, is paid off already. I think it was paid off before they played their first game. I think there were so many concerts and pre-ticket sales and everything that went on with it that the stadium was pretty much ready to be paid off by the time the Warriors started playing, or shortly thereafter. I'm pretty sure it's paid off. So, if you put a good product on the field, the money's going to come back tenfold. I don't understand why these A's owners, John Fisher in particular, doesn't invest in the team. The people here in the Bay Area love their sports. I think it's underrated how much the people here love their sports. If you put a good team on the field, put a good team on the court, the people will come. The people will watch them play. The people will buy the merchandise. The people will pay for season tickets happily. We love the sports here. Anybody that's ever been into an A's game when they were good, right? Anybody who went to an A's game when they were in the playoffs, sold out. It was amazing. The atmosphere was electric. In that crappy stadium in Oakland, it was more entertaining than going and watching a Giants game in Pac-Bell Park. It really was. It was just an awesome energy about it. Yet we didn't keep the players, and he let us down time after time after time by not investing in the team. And it's just frustrating to see an owner that doesn't get that. Just a little bit at a time. Just invest a little bit of time in players, a little bit, time after time. Get a player, get a couple of players. Nobody's asking to put superstars on the field next year. But when you don't keep the homegrown guys, when you don't sign a couple of big stars, get something going, yeah, you're gonna make money, but not like what the Warriors have turned into. Not like what the Warriors have turned into. So it's just thumbs up. I don't know why. It should be a thumbs down. I don't know why I did that. Anyway, it just doesn't make sense to me. I'm very disappointed in the ownership and what they're doing. Oakland's a great place with great people, great fans, and the Bay Area has great fans, and they're doing a great disservice to Major League Baseball, in my opinion, and they're doing a great disservice to the city of Oakland. I know the city of Oakland was playing hardball with the A's for a long time, so there's plenty of blame to go around. But at the end of the day, we are the fans that suffer. We are the fans that, we get to sit here and talk about why is this happening, because there are selfish people who want to do selfish things. And in the end, if you just did what was right by the fans would do right by you and buy the tickets, buy the merch, buy the food, buy your $10 beers when we go and watch the games, buy your $8 hot dogs, and do it happily. Didn't do that. So we're getting closer to the end of the Oakland A's tenure in Oakland. We'll see them in Sacramento. I don't think I'll go watch them because, again, I don't want to spend another dime on tickets or merch or anything until I see the ownership, care about me. So when they start caring about me as a fan, then I'll start putting my money back towards the team and watching them play. But, guys, again, catch the game. It's at 1:07 today. Last time we're going to see the A's play the Giants in a Battle of the Bay. A little bit nostalgic, but whatever. Enjoy it. And anyway, hit the like, hit the subscribe, guys. I enjoy everybody who has been supporting me and subscribing to my channel. You guys are awesome. Today, 5 o'clock, 49ers preseason game. I'm going to be doing the halftime and postseason show again. So tune in. I'll be live for that if you want to comment. You can comment on the channel as I'm talking live, and I'll try and respond to you. The halftime bit will only be maybe 5 minutes just because the halftime is so short, and the post game maybe a little bit longer depending on what we have to talk about. But again, 49ers, super psyched about that. On an upbeat kind of a way to end the video. Everything else is just kind of doom and gloom with the A's and the Giants and everything that we're going to be missing in the future. But Niners, another preseason game. Let's see how the defense plays, because didn't like what the defense had to offer last game. I know, again, these are a lot of guys vying for spots on the team. They need to try a little bit harder because some of those guys didn't show up. Mustafa did. I'm going to be, excited to see Mustafa again, but I'm excited to see what some of the other guys do. The Niners are going to need some depth on the defensive line. See if any of the guys step up. The secondary, we'll check that out and see how that's going. Not sure who's starting at quarterback yet for the Niners. So we'll talk about that more at halftime anyway. Looking to see a little bit more out of the tight end to see if he can kind of run away with that position, although I think he already kind of has because there's no real competition there. And special teams needs work. The Niners have, I think, some problems at special teams. They're not very impressive. They're not impressive. Let's see where they go with that. That's not like a team killer, but it sure would be nice to see the special teams, pick it up on the kickoffs. It'd be nice to see that. So anyway, we'll see what happens. Thank you guys again. Hit the like, hit the subscribe. I'll see you this evening at 5 o'clock for the 49ers preseason game. And, well, actually not 5 o'clock, but the halftime after the game, at the middle of the game and after the game, it starts at 5 o'clock. So, anyways, see you guys in the next one. I appreciate it. Hard work beats talent when talent don't work.